Well, hello, 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 friends. I am so glad that you're here with me this evening. My goodness, whoever gave me the advice when I started this YouTube adventure of go do 100 videos because you won't know a thing until you have done 100 videos, I can tell you was so correct. I absolutely love what I have learned since September when I started doing these videos. I'm not sure exactly when I started live streaming regularly, but man, to finally be at 100 videos is a huge, huge privilege. I can't even tell you how excited I am, friends. And I'm happy that you're here with me tonight in the studio. It is a stunningly beautiful day here in Ontario where I am, and I would love to be outside with my laptop, but I have not figured out yet how to set up my live stream outside. I think that's a project for this summer. Friends, we are going to have some fun tonight. I am going to do some work on what I feel is the beginning, if you will, of a card. And it's an absolute honor to kind of think about cards as something that I'm giving to somebody that has a little piece of me sort of baked into it. This past week, my neighbors across the way asked me if I would make a birthday card for a birthday party they were going to for somebody who was turning 75. And it was a real privilege to be able to make that card. And my neighbors wanted to pay me for the card. And I said to them, there's no way. The amount of love that I pour into making a card and all of the beautiful tools that this hobby has allowed me to experiment with and play with are well beyond anything that would ever make it worthwhile for me to sell cards as an enterprise. When I kind of started this, what I wanted to do was go to a few craft fairs, go to a couple vendor markets with cards that I had made and give them away for free. I put a little QR code on the back of the cards. You know how a card has maybe a hallmark on the back of where it was made. So I put my QR code on the back, and people could um, scan it with their camera and come to my YouTube site. And I am going to just tell you, I am so stinking proud that we're almost 300 subscribers on my YouTube channel, growing in my Facebook place as well. And I am just so happy to be in community with all of you. It's a privilege to be able to do this. So, for friends who need a card, I recently was asked by, I think I probably told you, my friend Ashler, who wanted a birthday card for his wife, and they just got married last September. In fact, I got to do a wedding card for some of their guests to take them as well. And I was so pleased that Ashler wanted a handmade card, that was important to him. So for me, this journey has been about learning how to do videos. And the easiest way of learning to do videos is with my passion, paper crafting. I love it. I've learned a little bit, and I do mean a little bit, about scrapbooking. That's a whole other kind of paper crafting I'd like to be able to do more and more of. And I am thrilled to be able to sort of think about what it is that I love getting, if you will, from my craft. And many people that have a hobby know they get great things from doing their hobby. I know Claude has run marathons and half marathons. He's in our chat today, and I'm always so pleased and proud to see his accomplishments there. But he certainly gets a lot of wonderful benefits, not just health benefits, but emotional benefits from following his passion and being a runner. So for me, I kind of keep extrapolating into what the ways are that I can use creativity to enhance my vitality, which is of paramount importance to me, but so much fun and unknown to me when I started this YouTube creative journey was the community I would have around me. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Lori, I'm so glad that you are here tonight. Thank you for being part of this community. Janice, you have cheered me on from the beginning. Steph, good evening, my good friend. I'm so happy that you're here as well too. I don't know if my Facebook feed is working correctly because I'm still learning 100 videos in, and I'm still figuring out how this works. So if you are one of my friends on Facebook watching this, make sure that you make a comment so I can see that you're in Facebook there, or there are likes and emojis that you can use that I will see as well too. YouTube loves all those things. But friends, I am so very pleased to be able to really just go for the gold here and enjoy being with you and enjoy having these wonderful opportunities to kind of get together on this Monday evening and be real with my creativity I'm not the teacher that is the best level of teaching here. I'm doing this as an adventure that I'd love for you to follow in on. So I am thrilled. If you wouldn't mind in the chat right now, just share where you're watching from so I can know where you are. It's so neat to see where people are coming from. That would be great. And then I'm also going to try and go here. Let me move over a little bit. So you know that this year when I started my live streaming, I wanted to set an intention at the beginning of each of my sessions. So here we are live streaming tonight. I've got some difficulty with what I'm doing with my cameras. It's because I have the windows open and it's a bit different for my lighting. Okay, so I've got a candle here. This one is wild fern and balsam. And in setting an intention, what I want to do is just kind of light this candle with gratitude. I am so grateful that you guys have been with me on this journey. Maybe you're new in this journey. Maybe you've come to me from the Paper Crafters Workshop, who are amazing partners of mine that I really enjoy working with and doing the card swap with. Maybe you met me in one of my recent speaking events for Michael House here in my hometown, or for SCT when we were at Create and Inspire in Markham. Wherever it is that you come from, I am so pleased to have the opportunity to set this intention and really just have you know that my heart is filled with gratitude, and I beam that all to you because yes, I said it, it's true. Here we are, 100 videos in. I can't believe it. It's beyond anything I think I knew I was going to get to 100 videos. I think I knew that I was interested in continuing and doing this correctly. And I'll tell you what I've learned in this 100 videos. I could fill a dictionary with all the things I have learned, and I'm grateful for all those lessons. There's things I wouldn't do again. 24 days of Christmas videos. So that was 24 videos in 24 days. I started in October and I still wasn't ready by the time I got around to the 24 days of Christmas. If you haven't seen any of those videos, it absolutely is a wonderful thing to go back and take a look at those things. I'm so glad you're here, Ashley. It's great to see me. I hear that you had an Amber Alert today that was rather unusual. So that was very, very interesting to hear from Dad tonight. And Eric, you are right. There's 100 emoji. Everybody hit that 100 emoji. I don't know where it is. Other people can tell us in the chat by all means as well here. And Tyra, you have been such a huge, huge fan from the beginning, reminding everybody to like and subscribe because that's what helps the reach of these programs. It's definitely important for me to have people who want to be part of this community get to enjoy. And we find that when you like and subscribe, what YouTube does and what Facebook does is allow for the content to go to people who are seeking that type of content. So it helps us get out there. So friends, we've set our intention. We are absolutely in celebration mode tonight. And I'll tell you this, I really feel like now we can begin, as in I'm starting this journey back in September. Sure, I've got 100 videos that I've posted that you can shop through on my channel and go watch and see and share everywhere. But it feels true. The advice that I got of go do 100 videos and then start asking questions about how to get good and what to do and all of these things, because there is so much to learn, but learning is living. So I'm doing a lot of living, friends. I want to get 60 seconds out of every minute here. Let me tell you what we're going to do from our crafting perspective tonight. First, I'm going to take a big sip of my tea. If you haven't got your tea, Jackie, you made it. That's so awesome. And hey, I'm so glad you're here. You know what? Jackie and I are a perfect example of friends that can meet in a class. Oh my gosh, she just took me under her wing, introduced me to her friends, and it was so absolutely incredible and amazing to be able to do there. Darla, I'm so glad from Indiana you are here. It's a wonderful thing to see you guys tonight. I just feel like this is an opportunity for us to get to make friends with each other, get to remember that we have friends that maybe we don't see all the time, and to share a passion. So tonight, you want to know what we're going to do? Because it's easy. I got to tell you, Fred and I have been slammed with colds in the last couple of weeks. I woke up on Good Friday and was not myself. He took such good care of me, and I love him so much that I gave him my cold. It's not my favorite thing to do. I'm sorry, Freddie, but let's say hi to him. I see the sunshine beaming in. Let me see if I can do this here easily. Where are you, Fred? Hang on. Let me remove that one. And that's not working. Lean over, Fred, so they can see you. I don't know how to change my camera. There we are. Look at that sun coming in on Freddie. Freddie is almost back to health, so I'm so glad that he's here tonight. But yeah, sharing is caring, except when you're giving your husband a terrible cold that is lambasted us. So I kept things so on the down low and simple tonight that we're going to work on envelopes. Now, envelopes is the beginning of a card. And when you hand it to somebody, it's in an envelope. If you're buying a card, you need an envelope. And there are so many fun things that you can do. Today, I sent out some cards, and when I was at the post office, because my cards sometimes are a little bit fat because they've got some dimension to them. So I always like to check inside the post office that they fit through the slot correctly. And when I was doing that today, the young man who was at the counter was like, "What are all of these? They're so pretty." And he was just looking at the envelopes. So imagine how the people feel when they open the envelopes. Well, friends, one more sip of tea and I'm going to start making envelopes with you. Okay. Remind me to take sips of water throughout the evening because I think my voice will go. That's how it has been, but we are working on it. Okay. So next camera, let me add that on. So we've got that. Okay. Here's my next camera. And I have my glasses here. These are my readers, my little Joe Fresh readers that I'm going to use today because we're going to use a tool called a punch board. Here it is here. So I have done some videos with envelopes before. I don't think I've done a whole live stream on different ways to do envelopes, but we're going to use this today. And I don't know if you can see this here easily, but this teal colored, this is the measurements that you need. And teal on this creamy color, well, it's not the easiest thing to see. So I've got my readers with me so that we can do that. So we're going to use that tonight. I also have pads and pads. Let me change this so you can see. I'm going to do this and this. Look at me. I learned how to do that. So what I have are all of these beautiful pieces of double-sided paper. Now, you don't need it to be double-sided paper to make a custom handmade envelope, but I like to, and you'll see why when we do that. So we're going to pick, and actually, I'll even tell you, sometimes my nicest envelopes turn out with, I'll just say it, ugly paper. It's okay. We're allowed to say that. And ugly paper that I wouldn't necessarily use to feature on a card. But somehow when it gets all folded up and ready to go as an envelope, it becomes this really stunning piece. So we're going to play with some of these beautiful colors tonight. Look at this, actually looks like it's vibrating. So we're going to do that. But also, I've got some ink colors out here. I've got sort of this neutral, a blue, a green, and then my favorite black. And we're going to do some stamping on envelopes. Now, envelopes come in many different ways and sizes, but my cards generally are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 in dimension. And these are the envelopes that I put with it. These envelopes as a series have kind of the lick, but there's also the stick one and things like that. Well, this is plain. It's plain. I'm going to say it. It's plain. We can call it boring. It is boring. And you know what? I want to make sure that if I'm mailing it, I certainly have a nice room to put all of the right stuff on it. But there's some really simple things we can do that stay clear of the Canada or American post systems or the international post system so that it still mails beautifully. But if you are hand delivering your card, which let's face it, if we're going to a birthday party like my friends were this past weekend, they took the card with them. There's even more that you can do. So we're going to do some embellishing. Not sure why my eye is as itchy as it is. I'm going to try, I have some colors of envelopes here that I'm going to try and do some tone on tone stamping with as well too. So we should have lots to do. And I'm going to start with making an envelope from custom paper here. So I pulled out this piece of paper here. It's blues and what would I call that? I'm just going to adjust a light for us. Blues and maybe yellows, I think I would say, or greens. And on the opposite side, it's a kind of a scene, if you will. No, wait, this way. This is, maybe it was the other way. No, yeah, this way. Clouds and some banners and stuff like that. When you use a double-sided piece of paper, the paper that's on the inside is what shows when you open it. Now, if you're a type of person that takes a letter envelope opener and cuts the seal and then just takes the card out, you'll never really see the inside of the envelope. But a lot of people will open the envelope and see the inside of it, especially if you're clever enough to use something like a wax seal to seal it, and then they open up and crack the wax seal. So lots of different ways. But I liked how busy this side was to make the envelope with and how relatively not busy this side was, but still had some curiosity to it. So we're going to start with that one and give myself some room. The thing that we're going to do, I'm going to get my glasses on because, like I said, we're going to use this. So I'm going to start with a relatively large envelope. I'm in fact going to go, let me see. I'm going to go with what's called an A8, which I think is 5.5 by, or 5 and something by 5x7 type card. So I want to do, imagining that I'm going to make a card that will go in this one as a 5x7. So I'm going to do this one because I want it to be a nice large one for you. I literally have never worn my glasses on camera now. I just looked up and they're glasses for reading and I can't see myself in the video over there. So hopefully you think I look cute. Feel free to tell me if I look cute. And if I don't tell me that at all. That's just rude. Okay, so a couple of things about this board. So the board has a punch. Let me flip it over so you can see there's a punch that you can cut with on this side, measurements, score lines, and as well an extended arm here that allows me to do things at a larger size. So I'm going to move this paper onto my other side because it's going to be in my way. All right. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is read the size that I want. So I want this A8, which means I need to start with a piece of paper that is, actually I'm going to do the A7. So that is going to start with a piece of paper that is 10 1/4. So even though I just opened all this up, I'm going to put it aside and I'm going to bring out my big guillotine. And this guy here is an oldie that was handed down to me from Sydney and Paulo and Lisa that I love using. And what did I say? 10 1/4 is the size of the envelope. So size of the paper that I'm going to need. So I'm just going to come over here, 10 1/4, and I'm going to cut this down into a square. So 10 1/4. Now, the paper cutter that's like a slider, it does not have the same guillotine here. Oh my goodness. Can I just say hi to my friend, John Jones? Oh my gosh. I love you, John Jones. That's what I got to say. I love you. And thank you for voting, my friend. I hope all my Canadian friends have gone out to vote tonight because Lord knows we need it. All right, 10 1/4. And when you're done watching my live stream tonight, I know you're going to want to tune into the results coming in this night to see what's going to be happening in our beautiful country. Okay, so 10 1/4 by 10 1/4. I'm going to put this aside, and now I'm going to bring back my tool here. This is so much fun. Okay, so the 10 1/4 size, what you do with this, let me hold this up to the camera. I'm still working on my camera angles, Tyra. I'm going to learn how to do close-ups. Okay, so here's the one we're doing, A7, so 10 1/4. The punch guide is saying 4 1/2. Now here's how this works. So these demarcations on this side, 4 1/2 is where I'm going to put my paper. So I've cut my paper to the square, come into 4 1/2, and the first thing I'm going to do is punch this, and then in this there are the marks so that I can score this lightly on this side. So you'll see in a moment, now I've got one cut and this score line. I'm going to turn the score line so it meets up with, see this piece here, that groove? I'm putting this in the groove. I've got it in the groove. I'm going to punch again and then make the next score line. Same thing. This is just going around. So now I have 2 punches coming here, lining this up. See my line here is the groove. My line that I've just done is in that groove. And I'm going to go ahead and make my 3rd punch, and here we go. Last one around. 3rd punch. Here we go. Punch number 3, which now gives us, you see the 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I lift this up, you'll see I've got my little punches of paper here that we've got. Okay, so simple as that. What we've just done is taken our 10 1/4 size paper, and I've got punches and score lines on it. Need my little blue thing back. Here it is. Okay, so now watch this. I'm going to start folding up the corners of the envelope. Are you starting to see how this envelope comes together? I got to put my glasses on top of my head to do you guys, which is funny to think of because it's not really that I'm seeing you. Darcy, I'm so glad you made it. Ah, yay. Okay, Darcy, you're going to be an expert envelope maker after this. I am telling you. Darcy is another fine example of meeting at a class and becoming fast and furious friends. We do retreats together and wonderful times that we've been together. And Darcy, I think it's been a long winter. We're going to have to plan a spring retreat and get together here. Okay, friends, did you see as I folded that? So I folded along the sidelines here. So that makes the inside like this, the back like this. This is now the top inside of my envelope. I'm going to fold that piece down. And now, watch me go. We have a beautiful envelope. I'm going to show you how I tape it up in a second here. But when you open it, there's a fun little, okay, all right, Darcy, we're on. This is so good. We are going to do it. You have a fun little inside. So now we just need to see how to tape this. If I was putting this in the mail, I would use, you guys have seen me use the red tape, many different sizes and dimensions it comes. It's the strongest tape that I know. It's also a very nice flat tape, which means when I put it together, it's going to really hold in the mail. But I tend to keep my patterned paper envelopes for hand delivery ones. And I do that because I don't know. I'm afraid when you put the postage on, even if I put a white label on here, I'm just afraid. I'm afraid that the postal system will kick it out because it's got all these diagonals going on. But I'm okay with handing this to somebody, and I want them to enjoy opening it. So inside, what we're going to do here, let me introduce you to my new toy. This is from the Paper Crafters Workshop. Easy Runner Grand. This is a nice, strong tape in a very big container. Let me show you the size I usually use. Hang on. This is what I usually tape things with. Boop, just like that. This is what I'm using for these envelopes. It's a new toy for me. What this does is allow me to have a lot of tape inside here so I don't have to reload and reload. But also on this particular one, I can reload with different types of tape. So I can use a lightweight tape for things that I'm doing that I'm keeping nice and light, or I can use a really heavy tape for things that I want to stay really sealed. So this becomes very easy. All I'm going to do here is just nice and slow, use my tape runner on one side, use my tape runner on the other point, and then I'm going to close that down and fold it up. And voila, we have a beautiful envelope ready to go. Now, when I'm making an envelope ahead of time like this, I don't know what the card is that I'm going to go in. It is military grade. I absolutely agree with you. So what we do to give it an opportunity to close up is take our double-sided tape with the backing on it, so it's only sticky on one side. And I'm just going to tear that tear and tape. Hey, Anne, I'm so glad that you popped in. Thank you for saying congratulations. 100 videos. Who knew it? Okay, so I put the first piece down here, and I'm going to put the second piece on the opposite side over here. Here we go. Now, that when I'm ready to go ahead and give this card, I will just peel and reveal the tape that is underneath it. You see how the shiny part there? That's the sticky part for the tape. So this envelope is ready for a beautiful card to go into it. And if I was giving this to somebody, they could peel off and close this when they were ready to close it with the card inside. All right. So that's the first one I'm doing tonight. Now, this is for a nice big card. This would measure probably 5 by 7, I think we said we were doing. So that was for a 5 by 7 card. Let me put that aside, and let's pick another piece of paper to make a little inside pocket. The inside pocket could be, let's say, for example, for a gift card. So often we put a gift card inside a card, and that's fine just like it is. But if you like being a little extra, like I like being a little extra, then why not? Let's make a little gift card one. So I'm going to get, let me see, I'm going to pick out a couple little patterns. So I like how this is kind of purpley and peachy and all that. So I like that one. Let me pull that one out. Let me get something that's a little bit more radical and different. Let's see what these ones are. This is a nice stripey guy. Oh, this one's kind of neat too. Stripey guy with that. What else have we got? These pieces of paper were actually gifted to me. Oh my goodness, I found one that I think we're all going to love. Look at this. It's got baby owls on it. Oh, we're going to use that one. And we're going to find something for this one. I'm going to figure that one out. These pieces were given to me by somebody who was, finished with them in their craft room, and they passed it on to be able to enjoy for somebody else. Ooh, look at this one. We got gold. We're going to use that one next. Okay. So I was going to get you guys to choose, but I'm arbitrarily just choosing on our behalf. We're going to go ahead and use these blue owls. Look at them with their little googly eyes there. And we're going to make a gift card size, which actually means with this size paper, we're probably going to be able to get a couple of these out. So let me go ahead, put my glasses back on. Somebody tell me what the measurements of a gift card or credit card are. Fred, if you could guess that for me pretty quick, that would be nice, because I have some card size options for the envelope. So I don't know, is it 2.5 by 3.5? That sounds like what a gift card would be. Fred, tell me, what do you think? I'm looking across the house to my husband. Is 3.5 by 2.5 kind of a credit card size? We're pausing. we're thinking. I love the owls too, Eva. Isn't it so great to see? Oh my goodness. It's so good. Okay, Fred is considering measuring something, or he might be, I don't know, talking to ChatGPT, or he's thinking about going down to the basement to get his wallet, to get a card to measure it for us, friends. I don't need that much of a guess. I need somebody to guess something for me. By the way, because Fred is still not feeling all that well, he's in his pajamas tonight still. Still, I mean, he just got back into them. And I'm going to tell you that he's wearing tartan on top and bottom, and they don't match. Hey, okay, so a Velcro dot close envelopes. I love that idea too. I have those. I'm going to pull those out, Jackie. Let me get those as well. 1.5 by 3. I feel like that's a pretty good guess as well. So 2 by 3.5. I think we're going to try that one. Well, let's do the littlest one on here. 2 by 3.5. So that means I need a paper that's 5 1/8. Let's see if I can cut 5 1/8. So looking back to get my glasses on, friends. 5 1/8. I'm going to pull out my trusty one here. Now, there's probably some rules of engagement about which direction. See how these owls are, they're currently like, they're, you know what I'm trying to say? Their direction, like they're, if I turn them this way, they're upside down, right? Gerald, 100 videos. Can you believe it? Woo! It's so fun. Eric is an accountant. I believe him. So maybe the smallest one's too small. If it's 2 by 1.5, hang on, let me look. Consulting the magic guru here. 2.5 by 3 or 2.5 by 3.5. Eric, tell me which one's the best fit that I should do. 2.5 by 3.5. I think we should do that because then we've got a little room to wiggle. Because the worst thing would be having this little beautiful paper envelope and you couldn't put the gift card in it. So that's 5.5. Please note, Fred has still left the building. He is. I love that. Pardon me. There's that cough that Fred and I are fighting. Okay, so we're going to do 2.5 by 3.5, which is a 5.5 piece paper. Okay, so 5.5 little owlets. What I was trying to say is directional. So there's probably a rule that I don't know yet about when it's a directional thing. The diamonds, I just loved them turning out this way. I didn't mind which way I was up. We're going to find out how to make the owls right side up. The first thing is 5.5. We're going to make a square that's 5.5. This paper is 12 by 12. So I can get, obviously with the extra piece of paper, I can get other size cards out of that as well. We're going to start with 5.5. I hear Fred coming back up the stairs. He's probably going to hand me a gift card, friends. Ooh, maybe he's giving me a gift. Ooh, that would be fun. Okay, so now this piece of paper, he walks straight by me. I don't think I'm getting a gift, friends. Okay, is 5.5 by 5.5. Let's move this aside, bring back our little punch board. Now, because this is little, you can see I don't need this extended arm. I'm going to be able to do this with right here. Coming back to our size, we're going to do 2 3/8. Excuse me. I have to take a sip of water. Excuse me. I'm back. Whew. Okay, so Lauren, 100, woo! Lauren and I are in a card exchange together and absolutely love it. Oh my gosh, Lauren, you are so inspirational with your beautiful, beautiful cards. It's absolutely great. Here's the measurements from my husband who went downstairs to measure that. I love it. So good, so good. And I saw something that even, here, Luigi probably needed some peanut butter. Yes, the crunchy kind is the best for Luigi, no question. Okay, so back to our little gift card envelope. So 2.5 by 3.5, we cut it 5.5. Now we're going to do 2 3/8. So 2 3/8 are going to be my first punch. And then on my envelope line, I'm going to score there. Now I'm putting that score line into this groove to punch twice and score here. Oh, it's much littler. And then same thing, just rotating as we go to give us a beautiful little envelope. And I feel like I did something wrong because it's looking a bit wonky the way that I am right now. Let me see if I've got this wrong somehow. Did I use the wrong? No, it's not wrong. It's right, friends. Okay, so here's the inside of what the envelope is. Let me move this out of our way. Remember, I've got my little remnants here of the pieces that I cut out. And I was saying I wanted the little owls to be upright. So when you see, I'm going to fold this, the owls are actually on a diagonal. So we'll learn. Oh my gosh, I'm with you. The We Are Memory products, period. I love them. They have guillotines. They have punch boards. You can make bows and boxes with this one. There is a banner that I made with alphabet letters spelling happy birthday that I did with the We Are Memory Keepers. That's the name of this company that makes these beautiful, beautiful products. I feel like I know where they're made too, but I'm not sure. So I won't say. Okay, so here we go. We've got our little one cut. You can see the 4 corners that I've cut out. I'm going to flip it over onto this side. Going to bring this up to the back and then fold in my little sides as well. I'm just going over the lines that I scored. Okay, this is coming together nicely. Now, I will tell you that the board that Lauren and I were just kibitzing about, the We Are Memory Keepers board, does have a way that we can make this side thicker so I can have 2 score lines there. So if I was putting a few things in, it could be like a little, somebody tell me what, instead of being flat like this for a gift card, it could be a little dimensional like that. Okay, so I've got my inside. Now on this one, see this flap? If I fold it here, it's coming over this fold line. That's the top that I'm going for here. Here's the bottom that I'm going for. Let me get my big bubba of a tape gun. We're on one side there. Next one over here. All right. And I'm going to come in on one side and then the other. And you know what I should not have done? I should not have put the tape all the way up here because see, it's sticky now. And I don't have the gift card to put inside yet. That's okay. We're going to live and learn, and learning is living. And actually, I just realized my little owls are actually upside down to the way that I wanted them. I wanted them this way. That's okay. We're going to live and learn because you know what? We've got more paper. We're going to try it again. All right. 5.5 by 5.5. Let's go back to the beginning of this particular one and get the 5.5 size paper. Now, if anybody has figured out the magic of what it will take to get the owls right side up on here, feel free to tell me in the chat what to do. I will try it. But I'm just going to go again. It's only paper, right? This is pennies a sheet, and this was gifted to me by somebody who was done with it, who I am very, very thankful for. So 5.5 by 5.5. Let's try this again. I'm going to come back in here, just reread that my 2.5 by 3.5 gets done at 2 3/8. So here we are, 2 3/8. I'm going to punch that. It's only paper, right? Going to score it. Going to turn it. So would you like to know how Fred and I are going to celebrate the completion of my 100th video tonight? I asked him for ice cream. Yep, I did. And because he cut it on an angle. Yes, Ashley, you're right. I would have done that. Maybe we'll try that next. Third time could be the charm. When he is not feeling well, which really doesn't happen all that often, I can basically ask for anything and make it happen. I mean, he's pretty good all the time for me, but I felt like he was in a bit of a weak space tonight where when we don't usually eat carbs, he would still say yes to me having ice cream. So that's how we're going to celebrate as we watch the election. This still doesn't feel right. I think I'm supposed to be on line B. Something must be going wrong. Yeah, well, you know what? It's only paper. We're figuring it out. Wonder what I did wrong. That doesn't look right. See what I'm looking at here? Like this edge is different than this one. I wonder if I should have done that on B. If this was here, yeah. Well, you're going to have to trust me. It's only paper, so it's not going to matter that much. I actually made it square on the inside, so I must have done something super wrong. 2 3/8. The big one turned out. We're going to go with this paper being for something else and this being a proud envelope that we made, friends, that worked. I swear they normally work. This is a good question. I absolutely, Darcy, you're right. The evil board did it wrong for me. Have you tried this size too? I have done lots of this size and I don't know what I did wrong. Because if I look at the paper, this is across from this, which it should be, but this is not across. Wow. You know what, friends? Not everything turns out the way we want it to. But that's okay. It's only paper. I'm going to move on because you know what? I'm getting ice cream tonight and the election results are coming in. So we're going to move on. Trust me when I say, usually this works beautifully on everything that we do. And you should absolutely try it. If you live near me, you can borrow mine. Okay. So that is one way to not make a gift card envelope and one way to make a 5x7 envelope. These are how we do it. Now, let's do the next piece I want to do is some stamping. Okay. You guys know, I'm getting dizzy with my glasses looking up from them. You guys know my Misty is one of the workhorses in my studio. It is absolutely fabulous and wonderful. I'm going to use this stamp positioner with a couple different stamps tonight to show you some ways of just embellishing cards and envelopes that I would put in the mail. I'm going to start with, where's that white one that I started with? So remember I said this white one, here it is. It's boring, beautiful, but boring. So I'm going to start with that one. I'm going to take this set that I have here. This is from SCT Delivered, a beautiful, beautiful set. Get a load. Can you see this guy here? We're going to do this big, beautiful bouquet of flowers. I'm going to show you. There we go. It's a big, big stamp. Okay, there we go. So here's my big stamp. So we're going to use that. And I also want to use some of these little butterflies and some of these beautiful little leaf embellishments. Okay, so I've just picked off a couple that I really like here. What I'm going to do is use the stamp positioner and all of these stamps to think of your, this is the, let me open it this way. This is the envelope. You write your address over here. You write your return address up here, which basically means this space is sort of free game. And I always like to turn over an envelope and use this space as well if I can. So we're going to start now. I want to do a little bit of stamping off. So instead of putting this stamp all the way at the top, I'm following my grid marks here. And I'm putting this against my edge of my Misty here. I'm going to use my nice, big, beautiful stamp, and I'm going to sort of place it like this. So again, I have all the room over here to do my written address, all the room up here to do my return address. So we've got that. We're going to just close that up and get this ready. So I've got this down here, and I'm going to come in with a very neutral color. This one is called Crumb Cake. And you are more creative than me, my baby girl. Let me tell you, yes, we could probably do that. We might try. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to take my stamp and open it. There we go. Not feeling as strong as I usually do after this cold. Let me tell you, it took the life out of us. Okay, so I'm stamping up with this ink. Now, I'm doing this crumb coat type color, which is kind of, what would you call that? Like neutral, right? Like in the beige family, I think you'd say. And I'm getting my stamp inked up. And I'm going to close, remember this is my envelope position. I'm going to close my envelope and just lightly, or actually not lightly at all, it's with lots of firm pressure, even pressure. Use my puck here to get the even pressure. And then look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, I'm not going to move my envelope yet because I think I can do better with this impression. I'm going to come back in with a little more ink. I don't need it down on the stems here, but I want it in the floral part. So I'm just going to come back. This stamp positioner has the paper in the same spot, so I should be able to go over and get a nice impression with just a second. Eric, you'll love this kiss of ink as we go. So there we go. Now we've got an even more robust stamp. Let me put that up for you. So now it looks like the little bunch of flowers is kind of coming up to the person that they're getting it. This would make me smile just all on its own. If you were giving this in person and just wrote the person's name here, that would be beautiful as well too, right? This is just a stunning stamp. So we've tried it on this way. Now, Ashley, let me think about the wraparound a little bit more while we do another one here. I want to take a envelope that's a colored envelope. So I'm going to try this really super bright yellow envelope. And the reason I'm going to try this super bright yellow envelope is that I have, look at this box, I have lots of these yellow ones left. And I feel like I must not like them just like this because I haven't found an excuse to use them. So I think it could use a little zhuzhing up. So in my mind, I thought a green would be a nice contrast to go with the yellow that we have here. So I'm just going to put this into my Misty, and I'm going to come over top, just taking off the last color that I used, and I'm going to come in with the green. Now, I'm not entirely sure this is going to work. Just like my little gift card envelope, one of them turned out fine, and the other one maybe not that much. I love this stamp too. I love that my daughter's giving me instructions. We're going to figure this out. We're going to do it just for you. I'm not sure if this ink and this envelope and everything will work out perfectly, but why not be brave? Why not just try? What's it going to hurt? You know, I want to be able to have the surprise and the delight of the handmade card start right at the beginning of getting the card, and that is with the envelope. Because as I thought about coming to my 100th video, I thought about how this started, and it started with just the idea that I wanted to share my creativity, because I know that when you share your creativity and when you build community, you're doing things that people in the blue zone. Have you heard about the blue zone, where people live over 100 years of age with regularity? Well, friends, I'm telling you, creativity puts us in that blue zone. We're in that space where we are doing things that are good for us. And so I started 100 videos ago, just a few really short weeks ago. Okay, so we've got the beginning of it here, but again, there must be on my stamp, on my paper, on my inking, I'm losing a little bit of the inside impression. So let's just go back over with a little more zhuzh in our stamping. And let's come back, because the beauty of the MISTI is it's in the same spot. And I'm just going to do a little stamp CPR in the middle. I'm going to give it, oh, I'm shaking the whole table and everything. Sorry, I'll stop for a second. Here we go. I wonder what kind of ice cream Fred's going to get me. And now we have a really beautiful impression of the stamp on the envelope. And I think that green looked beautiful. I'm going to do one in black to see if it's really all that different. Maybe sometimes it's worth it to have a couple of colors that I'm using on it, but sometimes less is more. So going with an even pad of black might be the right way for us to go. So I'm going to try that one. Let me get another yellow envelope. And I'm going to try the black. Actually, before I do that, I want to try this green. I have this beautiful green. It's a very happy green. I've used lots of these cards because I think I use green in my cards, lots of these envelopes. And I'm going to try a green on green for a subtle kind of look. Let's see. Me, I'm not very subtle, but my cards can be. So I'm going to move that up a little bit. Okay, and this is on a waffle flower grip mat that's inside here, so it's not moving once I put it down. Let's go back with the same green, but now we're doing it on green and see what happens. It's an adventure. It's only paper. All right, friends. Any guesses on the kind of ice cream Fred might be picking up for me tonight? I'm not sure if he already has it now that I can give it to. And he hasn't left the house in a few days, so I'm not sure I'm actually going to get this ice cream. So Eric, if I call you and you're truly a good friend, you'll bring me ice cream. Just saying, because now I really want the ice cream. I can hear him coughing, the poor man. Oh, we've been sleeping quarantined in separate parts of the house. Okay, this is really pretty. Let me do a little more of that inking in the center. There's got to be something about the way I positioned the stamp that I'm continually getting the inside not as strong an impression on the first time, but it's okay. The right tool for the job means cookies and cream. That would be pretty yummy, let me tell you. I think that can use one more. And again, I'm just going to go into the center. I'm not inking up the whole stamp everywhere. And this time, instead of the puck with the even pressure, I'm going to do just some CPR. I'm going to try and not shake the whole desk though. So I'm just pushing down in the center where I feel like I had a couple little blank spots. And ta-da, we're going to go one more time over here. And maybe one more time over here. Look at this. So the tone on tone of that green is beautiful. Let me contrast that so you can see the yellow. This is very pretty, nice and lively. I think it comes across really as a beautiful card. And I feel better about this yellow. I think this is a card that an envelope that I would use. This is a favorite in our house. I'm not going to lie. Favorite for sure. Let me see what Shaw's ice cream. Oh, with Oreo chunks. Now that I could get behind. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. But Bella, you're right. These are lovely, right? They've turned out in just such a lovely way and really such a small amount of work. So when I look at this, you know what? I could create a card that was maybe this one might be for a wedding or a bridal shower that I'm going to, right? This one, a happy birthday card in here, or maybe a get well soon, or I'm thinking of you. This one, again, a little birthday wish going on with a whole bunch of florals going. Lots of neutral things can go inside this envelope here, but with just one stamp and a couple different colors of ink, I've made beautiful stationery envelopes, right? When I think about how we started, let me get a plain envelope here. Not that I don't like the plain envelope. it's just boring, right? There's just nothing kind of special to it. You rip it open to see the beautiful card. But what if you start ahead with a beautiful envelope that makes you smile? And to mail this, there's nothing dimensional about this. It's not going to cost you more because there's any more weight. It's flat. The readers will go through because your return address and your address still have space here. So truly, truly lovely to be able to have your envelope stepped up in the game here, right? Okay, so nobody's guessed the kind of ice cream yet. You've given me some good suggestions of ice creams I would like to enjoy sometime this summer. But there's a favorite that I have not heard anybody say yet. So please feel free to continue guessing what type of ice cream we're going to have. So that was one stamp that I wanted to do. Now the next one I want to show you is a cute sentiment that we did with these waffle flower stamps. Now let me just get these stamps out. I'm going to show you. Now 1 second while I clean off my pad here. Okay, so in this little waffle flower one, this is all like little postage type things. So hugs inside is what this says, or extending hugs, express mail, air mail, all kinds of little demarcations for this is pretty close. This is one of my favorite. This is a favorite here. Any of those would be great. I think this is Fred's favorite. Fred, would you say that's your favorite? Moose Tracks? I think that's his favorite. It's gonna be, you guys are getting closer and closer. Okay, so on this one, it's a bunch of little ones. So I showed you one big impression we can make on an envelope, but taking our envelope here with the back now. See the back? And Ashley, I haven't forgotten, we are going to try your idea. Okay, so the back here. Now what I want to do is these little ones, I just want to put some fun onto this envelope. So what I'm going to do is, this one says hugs inside. So I'm going to do that one, which way is up for the envelope. Hugs inside this way. So, and I'm going to put it on an angle so nobody knows that I can't put anything straight down. Then I'm going to put these little tiny hearts. See these little hearts? We're going to go here. And I love this little tiny envelope. I'm going to put it over here. And let's not forget that I have a little butterfly. Flutter by. Okay, so just a couple of these little guys. I've taken them. Now, without any ink whatsoever, I'm putting this down. I'm going to pick up my stamps. So now they're attached to the door. I've got my ink down here, or my envelope down here with the back flap ready to go. Just going to close this one so I don't get it everywhere. And I use lots of blues, so I want to come in with this blue. This one is called Misty Moonlight, so it's kind of a lot of gray in it. I believe this. I believe. Oh, Bella, that is my absolute all-time favorite. You are right. You win. Thank you for attending my 100th video. We're all going to go get ice cream. It's true. Okay, so I'm going to do blue. And on this blue, what I might do with this is, because I also have the matching. Oh, I don't know what I've done with my ability to open my ink pads tonight. I have the matching Copic markers. So when or pardon me, Sharpie markers, I will address this. I'll use the same blue. So the addressing of the envelope is actually matchy with what we're doing here. Okay, so I put my ink down on my stamps. I'm coming in and I'm going across with my pressure tool. I'm going to give the butterfly solid, so I'm going to give that a little extra love. Smushy, smushy. Here we go. Oh, and it's just darling. I love it. Look, I'm going to go a little bit more on my hearts and my inside. I'm not worried about the butterfly. So I just want to do a little bit more on my hearts, a little bit more on my hugs inside. Close that down like this. Look at that. So in just a cute second here, little impressions to make you smile, right? Nice and sweet and lovely. We could do another one over here if we wanted to. We can keep it simple with this. I'm going to write the address in blue on this one. And then I've got a sweet little envelope to go with the set of stationery that I'm making. Now, okay, I'm going to do, actually, I feel I should try yours now. All right, let me think about this again. So you said to, let me get a blank one, Ashley. We're going to try it with a blank one. And, okay, so I've got the blank one. So let me scroll. Oh, okay. I'm going to pause to tell you a rum raisin story. And I haven't seen Mom yet tonight. I don't know if I told you guys she wasn't here the last couple of weeks because Mom got pneumonia. And pneumonia is super bad when you're anybody, but super bad when you're a senior like my mom is, but also super, super bad when you're doing chemo like my mom is. So they paused her chemo, gave her antibiotics. She's feeling much better. So send all your good love and intentions to my mom tonight because I don't think she's here. Her name is Gloria. She goes by Glow. I like to say she's the one that gave me the glow that I have. So yeah, think good thoughts for my mom. But why was I talking about my mom? Somebody remind me. And I lost. Anyways, Mom, I love you. Thanks for being my biggest fan. And when you watch this later, I hope you're feeling better and better, Mom. Okay, Ashley, I was going to scroll back up. Oh, the rum raisin story. That's right. That's what I was going to tell you. All right. When I was young, my dad and his little sister, baseball fans, his little sister in Minneapolis, where they were born and from, loved the Minnesota Twins. We were here in Toronto, so the Toronto Blue Jays are who we loved. And rum raisin is how you got to go. Thank you, Tara, for reminding me. That is totally true. So we were in, I can't remember if this actually happened. No, it was in Minneapolis. So we were at my dad's little sister's home, Uncle Don, Auntie Mary, my cousins Heather and Beth, and even their little brother, Uncle Jeff, was there. So we had Michael, my cousin, and the uncles, my dad, my Uncle Jeff, his little brother, my Uncle Don, his brother-in-law, were making ice cream. And they decided on the flavor rum raisin. And each one of them, unbeknownst to the other, kept going back for little tastes as it was being made. And each one of them added a little more rum each time. Well, when it came time to eat this ice cream, it was kind of more like a slushy because the rum did not solidify into the ice cream as it normally would because they put so much into it. And we were all going to a baseball game that afternoon. And when you go to a baseball game and your seats are in the nosebleeds and you're walking up all those steps to get where you're going. It's a hot, beautiful day and you're getting ready to watch this. And there's a smell of hot dogs and popcorn and peanuts and all the wonderful ballpark things that are there. Well, we started to feel a little queasy, but my beautiful cousin Hetty, much smaller than me. She was a skinny mini from the beginning of life and has remained such a thin, beautiful woman. But she and I had eaten about the same amount. I wasn't feeling that good. And I had some more mass to me to digest some of this rum that we did not know was so much rum inside this ice cream. Well, didn't Heather throw up everywhere on all of us as we got to our seats? It was a horrible experience for all of us. And it's because none of us knew. All of us kids were drunk. Okay, don't tell anybody that story. Even though we just recorded this on the 100th video, let's pretend that was all different people and none of my parents are responsible for that because my parents make good decisions and not accidentally let their kids have that much rum. So no, it's not going to be rum and raisin night. That's for sure. Okay, Ashley, talk to me. How are we doing this wraparound one that you think? Okay, I'm going to scroll back up. Okay, open the envelope upside down so it's to the corner you don't need, the return address corner. Then just use the flowers as a bouquet to overlap both sides. Now, that sounds easy enough when I say it, but what? I can't laugh because I'll start coughing. So open the envelope upside down so it's to the corner you don't need the return address. Then just use the flowers in the bouquet to overlap both sides. In the corner, you don't need the return address. Let's see, there's more instructions coming. Nope, you're just laughing at me. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, it's open. I've opened it. I feel like this is correct, right? And I feel like I don't know what to do. Turn it upside down, she said. Okay, if we turn it upside down, and it's in this corner and we put it, wait, flip it. Okay, so phone a friend. Yeah, maybe we should give Ashley a login so we can do that. Okay, flip it. So I flipped it. Okay, so hang on, let me take this away. So, okay, so I flipped it. All right, so now we're in the corner. We've flipped it. This is just going to be a trial. We're just going to be fine. So this is return address. This is mailing address side. And we're going to, where did I put my stamp? Anybody? Bueller? Found my stamp. Okay. And take off these ones. Come back to them. This is fun, right? We're learning, and we're going to be just a few more minutes here before everybody gets to log off and go get their ice cream, because I've made you all think about ice cream, not rum raisin. Okay, so let's see. If I take the stamp this way, let's just try. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to go back because I've got green ink on this. I'm going to use the green bottom left corner for the stamp. Bottom left. Okay. All right. Ashley says yes. Now let's see. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen is it won't work. And I already did one of those things tonight. So it can just be a trend for tonight's video if it doesn't work. But if it does work, I'm going to do this a lot of times. Okay. Oh my gosh, Ashley, look what you just taught me without even being here with me. Virtual is the new world order. Okay. I think we've got something going on here, friends. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I can hardly, look, I got ink everywhere. Friends, look at that. It's a beautiful little all around. Ah, it's so pretty. Okay, that is fabulous. I now know what you're talking about, and I think I could try positioning that in a couple different ways. I think we could actually even do one down here for a hand given one that just has the name in it. I wonder if I could try that. Am I feeling? I'm not going to try it, friends. I'm not going to. I'm just going to go there. It's time for ice cream. That's what it is. Oh my gosh. Let's take recap and see all the things that we did. Look, I wasn't afraid of getting inky. Sometimes you just have to get a little messy, and that is completely okay. All right, friends. So we've got Ashley's creation here. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. We have the 3 different colors that we did the same technique, but very different ways. So green on green, this nice kind of taupey on white, and then a contrasting yellow and green. Look at that. That is gorgeous. So the one little envelope, and then we did some stamping with this guy here, where we've got just the back that we've done. So some nice little fun touches that we've got here. Then we have this little guy, which technically did work. It's exactly the right size. I just put the tape too far, so it's sticky right here. I'm just going to go get a gift card. I'm just going to put it in. I'm going to close it, and it's going to be a mystery gift card that I give to somebody one day. So these owls kind of worked a little bit. So we've got that. This owl set did not work. That's okay. It doesn't have to work every time, friends. That's what we're experimenting for. And this beauty that we made with our double-sided paper so that we've got a surprise and delight on the inside of a 5x7. Well, my friends, do you know what we just did? 100 videos. That's what we just did. I am so crazy grateful for each of you for tuning in Monday nights at 7. It is an absolute pleasure to be with you. Let me change camera angles so I can do this and come back and talk to you. And oh, look here, I've got a light. See, 100 videos and my light is still in the wrong place. That's okay. 100 videos. I love it. I love it. I love it. I am so, so pleased that we did it. It's such a fun way to be together with all of you. And let me tell you this, Fred and I are about to go into I love this, is so true, 100 for the win. Yay. We're about to go into a new season of our life where Fred, with his own 2 hands, is going to be working on a dream of his to build a house. And when I say build a house, I don't mean like flip a check over to somebody else and have them build it and you show up and approve things. I mean hammer and nails, backhoe, and all of that stuff. Fred is starting to build a house. So we're in the process of getting our permits for building in the north and all the wonderful things that come with that. His design is simple, but it's amazing. We're going to incorporate the use of our friends to be able to do things. And I'm telling you this tonight, not just because I'm proud of setting out to do 100 videos and that live streaming has become a main outlet for me to be creative, but that this summer as we build, my schedule might be a little bit different. So we're trying to figure out what our life, because we're building about 3 hours away from us, which means we'll spend weekends up there building. He will spend some time during the week up there. We've got lots of kind of plans of what we're doing. But what I'm saying is that as I've finished 100 videos and now can start asking questions about Oh, I love this. Ashley's going to be his building director. That'll be great. I think Logan should be his building director. But my schedule is changing a little bit. So we have a couple of things coming up in May. I've got a trip that we're planning to do. And with May 2-4, I tend to take the vacation time, the holiday time, to be doing family things. So I can already see May is a bit spotty. So while I have been able to do these 100 videos since September and very consistent so far this year with Monday nights at 7, stay tuned. I will communicate as best as I can about changes to the schedule that will allow us to still make my passion of paper crafting come to you, building the community and being together like this. But I think our summer hours are going to switch up a little bit. So stay tuned for that. I know that next week I won't be live because I'm traveling, but we are going to figure it out and we're going to find a great time slot that works for all of us and things are going to settle down. Eventually, I may be able, I'm not promising this, but I hope to live stream during the summer from our build site. We'll see how that goes, but I hope that you will stay. The next part of the adventure is going to be even that much more fun because Fred and I are going to be building a house. And by Fred and I mean him. I'll be building the sandwiches for whoever shows up to help him. That's what I will be building. I can swing a hammer, but I might not this time. So, friends, we've made envelopes, we've built community, we've had my daughter teach me from across the ways how to do things differently. And I hope, like the intention that we set, you know how grateful and thankful I am for each of you. So, thanks for joining me. 100 videos in, friends. I am so stinking proud. And I want to thank you all for being part of this journey. I know I'll see you soon. It won't be next Monday, but watch. I'll let you know when it's going to be. I love you all. Thank you and happy 100 videos to each of you. Thanks, everybody.